Hey, Ruel. Look, I've been thinking I need to know more things happening on Kickstarter and I need to know it now!
Now? Like right now?
Right now!
Well, let's do this. Let's look at all the good-looking Kickstarters out there now. The first game I'd like to take a look at is Boogeyman, the board game. So Boogeyman, the board game, is a solo game, a cooperative game, and a competitive game. It's a survival horror game for 1 to 7 players. You and your fellow players are trying to escape from the Boogeyman and the babysitter, Jennifer, who apparently has her plans of her own.
Wait, hold on. Jennifer looks like she's one of our enemies in this game.
Yeah, so we gotta keep an eye out on that babysitter. So we're searching for the secret room and we're trying to find the skull key, right, to discover the Boogeyman's lair. And if we survive the long night, we survive the Boogeyman and we survive Jennifer, we're gonna be able to check out the special end story in the Book of Endings, which looks really neat. We're gonna, finish up the game and see how we did. And if you back it on Kickstarter, it comes with an exclusive expansion, The Mysterious Visitor. So that is Boogeyman, the board game.
Okay, I'm getting vibes of Clue meets Mansions of Madness.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's got that feel to it, but I love this theme. It's cute, but it's like it could be sort of creepy too, I think.
Horror's at its best when there's children involved.
Right.
I also really like that it can play up to 7 players. Of course, we talk a lot about how important solo mode is right now, but when we have game nights reinstated, I need 7-player games a lot of the time.
Definitely, same here. And we are eventually going to get there again. Everyone's getting their shots and stuff, so
Closer.
Yeah, it's so close. And 7-player games, I'm all about it too, and I can't wait.
Let me tell you about John Company. First off, I gotta say, the East India Trading Company. East India Trading Company, up to some shady stuff.
Oh, super shady stuff if you know the history.
Anyway, anti-capitalism aside, what's really cool about John Company to me is that it's looking at this global domination, empire building theme that we're so used to through the lens of satire. But it's more about those micro decisions that cause these cascading consequences through centuries. Okay, that's a little ambitious for one game, but if anybody can do it, it's Cole Worley, who
Yes.
we know because we talk about Root and all its expansions all the time from Leader Games. Really big fan. He designed that, and he designed this one, so I'd love to see what he does with a negotiation game. Since we're talking about Root, I have to plug Woodland War Machine, our Good Time Society podcast about Root, and we must pay homage to the designer Cole Worley, who also designed John Company.
Yeah, he is a genius. He is a genius. And he's, it's interesting. If you read he started a designer diary, so you can read all about the process he's going through right now, or he's gone through over the last, he's been doing this game for years, right? This is a new edition of it. You can see the components have been all upgraded. The board is a lot bigger, and he's made it more friendly for newcomers. So someone that hasn't played the original John Company, you come to this fresh and it's going to be a much easier learning process. And just like Root, it's got that really cool system of you learn as you play. So you're taking your turns and you're learning the game system. I really like that about Root, and I'm sure I'm going to like it about John Company too.
Yeah, and just a quick shout out to the art style. These illustrations convey this feeling of backstabby nobles. I just feel like it's got dust and dirt and that dirt-ridden feeling of 19th century England within the art style. Your skin crawls when you look at them. Here's my favorite quote. If you've ever wanted to play a board game with the narrative scope and skullduggery of a Victorian novel, John Company is your game.
Skullduggery. Gosh, another great word. Becca, you're just bringing your A game with the dictionary today.
Oh, these old dictionaries? What game is next, Ruel?
If you're looking for the latest and greatest in Viking games, we can go back in time to check out Fjords because it's coming back in a new edition. Coming from Grail Games, Fjords is a new version of the classic by Franz Benno de Long. This game is a tile-laying game, and what really draws me to this is, number one, I love tile-laying games, right? But I also love area control games, and this has a combination of both. You're going to lay tiles, landscape tiles, or hexagons, and you lay those out in the first half of the game. Then in the second half of the game, you and your opponents are going to do some area control. So what you do is you're going to take your little Viking meeples and walk the landscape, and you're going to claim land. And as you claim them, that's how you score the points. The new edition features art by Beth Sobel, one of my favorite board game artists. She's done games such as Wingspan and Viticulture. I love those games and I love that art. And also some new content by Phil Walker Harding, the designer of Sushi Go, Baron Park, and Gizmos.
No joke, Sushi Go and Gizmos are two of my favorite games.
They're so good.
Best drafting, best engine building, done.
I love Phil Walker Harding's games because they fall in that whole line of, hey, they're really easy to teach, but, you know, there's a lot more going on than you think on the surface, right? So I'm interested to see what he's done with Fjords.
Well, you ever look up at the night sky and think, I need not one, but two games about the constellations I'm looking at?
I do that all the time when I'm not reading my dictionary.
Yes, first read your dictionary, Under the Stars, and then dream up a game about constellations. I've got two for you in one Kickstarter. These games are Solani and The Girl Who Made the Stars. They're from Final Frontier Games, who's actually based in Skopje, North Macedonia. And sorry if I butchered the pronunciation.
Really? Macedonia? I've never heard of a game from Macedonia. That's awesome.
That's why I was excited to highlight Final Frontier, because I don't know what the North Macedonian game scene is like, but I'm glad that they are paving the way for it. So these games are beautiful. They're about global creation myths, about how the stars ended up in the sky. These games are different and similar. They both have tile laying and they both have pattern recognition, but Solani is more abstract tile laying, and basically you're drafting tokens with stars on them, and on your personal player board you want the star tokens to have the number of connections equal to the stars pictured on one of those tokens in order to score the victory points. So the more star symbols on your token, the more potential victory points you could get, but the higher chance of failure, because if you don't have all four connections, then you're not going to get the 4 points. The Girl Who Made the Stars is a little bit higher complexity tile laying. You're building constellations on your personal board. There's also a worker placement component on the group board, and it's just really beautiful components, very complex strategy in this one, and I just love this creation myth theme. They both have really nice artwork as well, especially The Girl Who Made the Stars.
Yeah, the whole creation myth thing, that's what got me on this one. I love this, and the fact that you can do two tile laying games, but they're totally different, right? They have used different mechanisms, and you know, I'm gonna be honest, I heard neoprene playmat and I was like, ding, I love it. I'm all about the playmats. Hey Becca, you know what time it is?
Dictionary time?
It's time to go to the races in Longshot, the dice game. This is a roll and write game from Perplex Games. You're rolling dice and using those dice to do one of several things, which I like about this game. It's not just a simple roll and move. You've got ways to mitigate the dice. You also have a bunch of different options, like you can buy or bet on horses. You can collect jockey gear like a helmet or their jersey, or you can influence the race by making sure other horses don't get left behind. It's a really fun twist on the roll and write genre. So they took roll and writes and mashed it up with a racing game. And depending on how you roll the dice, that's going to determine what actions you do. We did a live playthrough over on our Twitch channel, and boy, it was so much fun, Becca. I mean, rolling dice, moving little horses around the track, loved it, loved it, loved it. And it's not one of those games where you're just rolling dice and hoping that, you know, your horse is moving around. I mean, you have ways to, you know, set yourself up, you know, as I love to do in roll and write games. You get those little combos going, things start working out your way, and it's a fantastic game.
Very cool. Is there any game you would comp it to? It kind of reminds me of Camel Up a little bit.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. It does have a little Camel Up and also Downforce. If you've played Downforce as well, it's got these racing elements to it, but also the betting elements. So as you go along the track, yeah, you can bet on, if you're smart enough. You know, if you read your dictionary enough, you can find out which horses to bet on and when to place those bets. Now, there are certain things that can block you, but there are ways around that too.
I think maybe the best part about this game is that no horses were injured in the making.
That's my favorite part of the game too. It's totally safe and it's a lot of fun. It's family friendly and it plays 1 to 8 players. It has a solo mode as well. So that's Long Shot the Dice Game.
Into it, backing.
Ding.
All right. There's one final honorable mention that really doesn't even need mentioning because if you're on Kickstarter, you probably already backed it. Pixels, the electronic dice. This is so beautiful. It funded basically instantly. These dice are programmable from your Bluetooth phone in an app, and they can integrate with Roll20. But what's also really cool, they're not just beautiful, they're not just light up, but they're also helping with accessibility for the seeing impaired because you can have it read the dice roll out to you or automatically connect with Roll20 and send the dice roll there. So it's opening up dice rolling to new people.
That is amazing. I love this project. I mean, it's got like $3 million in funding. It's just mind blown. Matt, can I get a mind blown graphic here?
Jean Simonet, congratulations on funding. Well deserved, sir. This Kickstarter is chef's kiss perfection. All right, that's all you get from me and Ruel right now, but you can check out Ruel at Ruel Gaviola. I'm Becca Scott, and if you want to keep the conversation going and let us know what Kickstarters you're interested in, head on over to our Discord channel and hop in the Good Looking Kickstarters channel. You can find the link in the description below. It's a Discord server and a channel within it. You get it. Whenever I'm excited, I get angry. Ruel, tell them goodbye.
Well, it's time to check my wallet out because it's time to back some good-looking Kickstarters. Bye, everybody.